Breaking news. Major developments are coming out of Los Angeles as the Chargers kick off their training camp. But this isn't your average update. There's a double dose of good news, and it's shaking up the early preseason headlines. Stay locked in, because what just happened could shift the tone of the entire camp. The Los Angeles Chargers have officially launched training camp, and they're not wasting a single second. Why the early start? It's simple. They'll face the Detroit Lions in the prestigious Hall of Fame game, and that means the clock is ticking fast. But here's where it gets exciting. Double good news just hit the Chargers camp. First up, rookie wide receiver McConi, held out due to rookie contract disputes, has finally reached a deal. If you're wondering what the holdup was, let's break it down simply. The NFL's rookie wage scale sets clear limits for what first and second round picks can earn. First rounders? Their deals are basically locked in and fully guaranteed. But second round picks? That's where things get messy. Now here's the twist that caught everyone off guard. For years, no second round pick ever got a fully guaranteed deal until now. The Houston Texans flipped the script by fully guaranteeing the contract of Jaden Hicks, the second pick of the round. Not wanting to fall behind, the Browns followed up with a similar deal for their guy, and that's what sparked a ripple effect. The Chargers had no choice but to respond, and now, McConi is signed, sealed, and ready to shine. Before we jump into the second big update, take a quick second, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and make sure you tap the bell icon so you never miss a Chargers update. Your support keeps the news flowing. Alright, let's move on to the next piece of breaking Chargers news that fans have been waiting for. Let's be real. Once the Texans and Browns handed out fully guaranteed deals to their second-round picks, it threw the rest of the draft board into chaos. For the next 30 selections, including the Chargers' own pick Trey Harris, not a single contract has been finalized. These players showed up for OTAs and minicamps under simple participation agreements, but now that training camp is here, the line has been drawn. No contract, no practice. And that's exactly where Trey Harris stands. He's made his position clear. If they're getting guaranteed money, why shouldn't I? And honestly, can you blame him? Here's the bigger picture. This isn't about ego or drama, it's about timing. In the NFL, deadlines create urgency, and that's exactly what's happening here. We've seen it before with rookies and veterans alike. When the clock starts ticking toward camp, deals get done. So while the holdout may be frustrating for fans, don't panic. These situations nearly always get resolved. Trey Harris will sign. It's only a matter of the Chargers front office, led by Joe Hordes, finding the right formula. Maybe it's a signing bonus, maybe it's added guarantees, but they know Harris is a long-term asset. The team believes in him. They just want to strike the balance between reward and protection. And soon enough, that deal will be inked, and Harris will be back in pads, ready to roll. Here's the chess match happening behind closed doors. The Chargers aren't trying to shortchange Trey Harris. They just don't want to hand over a fully guaranteed deal without flexibility. So how do they make both sides happy? Simple, creative structuring. Instead of locking everything into 4 years, the front office can stretch bonus money into a possible 5th season, easing the cap hit while giving Harris future security. It's smart business. And it's how top NFL teams work the margins. The truth is, most fans see headlines like 5 years, $100 million, and think that's the full story. But those flashy tweets rarely show the reality. Backloaded deals, prorated bonuses, performance triggers. There's always more beneath the surface. And the Chargers? They know the game. They'll get Harris signed. It's just a matter of numbers and timing. But while the contract drama gets all the attention, here's something even more important. This offense is loaded. Harris is just one weapon in the arsenal. The Chargers now boast 2 versatile running backs, a tight end room that's been upgraded with purpose, and more depth at wide receiver than they've had in years. Yet the name you need to circle in bold, Mekhi Becton. Slotted to play either right guard or right tackle beside Joe Alt, Becton is the hidden key to this entire rebuild. His physicality, versatility, and mean streak in the trenches could quietly become the backbone of a dominant O-line. So yes, Harris matters. But don't sleep on Becton. If he clicks, this offense could surprise a lot of people fast. Let's rewind to last season's playoff collapse. If you watch that game closely, one issue jumped off the screen. And it wasn't just about poor execution. It was a breakdown at the line of scrimmage, especially on the right side of the offensive line. That wasn't just a rough day. That was a structural weakness, and every good defense took advantage of it. The pressure came fast, the pockets collapsed quicker than they should have, and the run game had nowhere to breathe. But here's the thing. This year, that changes. Why? Because Jim Harbaugh knows trenches win games. And he's making that his top priority in camp. Pads come on, and suddenly we'll start to see what this new line really looks like. There's a quiet energy building around this offensive front, because it's not just about new players. It's about a complete mindset shift, and a massive part of that shift is the strength and conditioning overhaul. The Chargers brought in the same strength coach who helped transform Michigan's O-line into one of the most physically dominant units in college football. Under his program, 3-star recruits were reshaped into monsters, bulldozing defenders, controlling the tempo, and setting the tone in every snap. What he did at Michigan wasn't hype. It was visible, tangible, game-changing. Now it's year 2 of that same system in LA, and we're about to see its full effect. The offensive linemen are stronger, faster, more explosive. That hidden power will start showing up in training camp reps, and when it does, fans will know this isn't last year's unit. This is a tougher, meaner, more prepared line. And that, more than anything, could be the foundation for a true turnaround in Los Angeles. Last season, the issue was obvious. You had weapons, but the protection didn't exist. The offensive line collapsed so quickly at times. It didn't matter who was in the backfield or out wide. There just wasn't time to execute. And what stands out even more, the Chargers didn't overhaul the offensive line this offseason. No massive free agent signings, no high-profile trades, no panic moves. Why? Because behind the scenes, there's something else at work. The Chargers are betting big on internal development, and the reason for that confidence? One name, the strength and conditioning coach. This guy isn't your typical fire-up-the-room type. He's not just shouting on the sidelines or leading warm-ups. He's transforming players. Physically, mentally, permanently. When he was at Michigan, you could see it. Players who arrived as average recruits left as dominant forces in the trenches. The change was real. It showed up on film. It showed up on draft boards. Now he's applying that same blueprint in Los Angeles. In the NFL, we love to talk about playbooks and X's and O's. But what often gets overlooked is development. Even at the pro level, players can still grow, especially the young ones. That's where this coach comes in. He's helping 23-year-olds evolve into elite starters and giving veterans the tools to stay elite longer. From explosiveness to durability, his system is built to maximize every ounce of performance. And that's why the Chargers didn't panic this offseason. They believe in the coach. They believe in the process. Now, we wait to see the results hit the field.